The music community mourns the passing of Thabang Tabane, who left us in the early morning of January 29th after a brief illness. Thabang Philip Tabane was not only a talented drummer in his own right, but also the son of the legendary Dr. Nchipi Philip Tabane, the visionary who founded the genre of Malombo music. Born in Mamelodi, Thabang grew up surrounded by music and the rich sounds of the Malombo tradition, and was heavily influenced by notable musicians such as Mabe, Segwagwa, Thobejane and Oupa Monareng, who played the signature Malombo drums alongside his father. Well, we're joined by Dr. Sello, who is a percussionist and cultural activist. Dr. Galane, a very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Sipiwe, and all the listeners of SABC News Morning Live. We're crossing straight from the Tabang home, where we are now on our way to the Mamelodi Community Hall, where the official ceremony of the last send-off of Thabang Philip Tabane will be laid to rest.
I may have not been able to articulate the legacy of Mr. Tabane quite elaborately, but what personal memories do you have of Mr. of Thabang that stand out in your journey in music together?
Well, Thabang has been this very quiet, young man who has taken his time to soak in the energies of the Malombo music, and has been available here at home. Each time I was here to do some work with his father, the late Dr. Philip Tabane. And I got to learn in that process when I was doing my research on his father's work, Malombo, that when he was born at a time when his mother was in a very critical, health state. So at that moment, it wasn't very clear whether both of them would survive. And his father, Dr. Philip Tabane, wrote a song in his honor called Thabang, where in the lyrics of that song and another song states that le fule bophelo yo di honna ha hona o thusa letho holla.
Yeah.
So those words are saying death and living are both sides of the same coin. So it doesn't help to really wish one away, because they always are together. So Thabang grew up in that family with a very clearly defined philosophical construct of Malombo. And when he grew up, he took over from great drummers, as you have clearly mentioned, Mabe Thobejane, Julian Bahula, Oupa Monareng, and then he became the fourth Malombo drummer who taught with his father. So every time we did some work on Malombo music, I remember the show that we did together with his father, and the DVD of it has still not come out, but it will come out, where he and I and Brare Monareng, may his soul rest in peace, were the percussionists in that outfit. The last time I worked with him was on the 23rd of November at the State Theatre, where he came in the 25th, anniversary of the Pula Festival, and I invited him to come in. Yeah. And he played with me, and that was his last show at the State Theatre. But he subsequently did a show with Thandiswa Mazwai on the 8th at Mahika in Mahikeng Festival, and has been working with Thandiswa Mazwai for 18 years. And Thandiswa Mazwai took him, under her fold and toured the world with him. But by and large, he has released his own album shortly after his father's burial, which is called Machali, named after his father's mother, which is Thabang's grandmother.
Okay.
So grandmother maternal. So Thabang has been a deeply spiritual person. Those who know him, they will tell you that he's got moments where he is very, very humorous, but there are moments when he is very, very quiet, very spiritual person.
You know, Dr. Galane,
Because
yeah.
when we,
And it suffices to mention that one piece of Malombo music is now gone, but Malombo music will still remain. It'll still be there forever. And in what ways do you think Thabang's contribution to this genre, will be remembered or felt in the music community?
Well, Thabang's contribution is, the beauty is that he has left us his own offering. I mean, Majali. And I have written the entire, discourse on Malombo as a theory, as a construct. So that in itself, I mean, it was celebrated all over. It has received now more than 100 citations by scholars all over the world.
Oh, yeah?
So Malombo as a theory and contribution that Thabang has made with his own album, where his own voice, where the beauty of his own voice and the beauty of his interpretation on Malombo drumming will remain with us for many, many years to come, because it is something that you cannot destroy once it is recorded and released. And the influence that he has had here in Mamelodi, I saw yesterday when he arrived here at home, when the Hess brought him home, I was shocked to see how many young people know his songs that he has released. And you can see that there is a great legacy ahead, where the music of Thabang Tabane and the concept of Malombo, where you have other musicians like Azah, where you have other musicians like Billy Monama, who have actually, started playing the music of Malombo. And I've recorded one of those songs as well. So many more people will follow in this, because it's a concept that puts us as a country on the map. It makes us absolutely unique. Yeah.
And how would you describe his evolution as a drama and artist over the years, especially in relation to his father's legacy? And, well, it would be so wrong of us to assume that he actually lived in the shadow of his father. How then did he find his own voice within the Malombo genre?
If you listen to the track, the station, you listen to Thabang's interpretation of Malombo. I mean, he uses 4 different, voice colors in one song, and then it becomes very soulful, and he becomes, hoarse at a point and very, very, gallopy in the manner in which he sings, and it becomes completely, he moves you into a space where you really would think that it's a young man who has listened a lot to soul music, and you listen to him, doing the chant, and all the aerophones like in the music, you really feel that the young man has really found his own voice, and he has been able to define Malombo in his own way without being in the shadow of his father. But the beauty of it further is that because the rights of his father's music, they vested with him until his passing. So he took some of his father's songs and re-recorded and performed them in his own way to show that he is not just going to remain just cut and paste of his father's, talent and voice and signature.
Now, with the passing of Thabang and obviously his father, Dr. Philip Tabane, have you observed a culture of passing on the legacy of Malombo music and the whole culture around Malombo music to other generations, to other artists, to ensure that it is deeply entrenched in South Africa's music landscape?
Indeed. It's a pity we crossed over at the time when they left. There were more than 15 drummers just here at the gate, among whom you have, Baipan Mekwa, you have Azah, you've got many other young people who are here, who do nothing but play Malombo drums. And they're very proud to say that this is a sound that was born in Mamelodi. It's a sound that they are prepared to take further, because they are absolutely, very, very proud of the fact that the music was born here and are prepared to take it further. So they have been drumming even during the memorial service. even today, you will see.
All right.
If it was possible to cross over a bit later, you will see
Dr.
that
Galane, unfortunately, we're out of time because we need to take news. But thank you so much for taking your time to join us this morning and just share, your fondest memories of Thabang Tabane. We do appreciate your time.
Much appreciated. Thank you very much.
All right, that was Dr. Sello Galane paying tribute to Thabang Tabane, who's laid to rest today at the Mamelodi Community Hall.